Okay, so we are on to our third one. So we are on REI 2.3 EOC practice. And next we are looking at solving for x. So the first thing to remember is that I look for exponents. There are no exponents. So next I'm going to use the distributive property. So I'm going to get 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And then I'm minus 10. And make sure I do my t-chart so that it's easier. Equals 8 plus 5. Remember x. Remember, whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other if I am switching sides. So if I want to start off with a minus 5x, I have to subtract 5x from this side. So I do the same thing on both sides. So I wind up with 6x minus 5x is just x. Then I notice I have negative 3 minus 10, which is negative 13, equals, and then the 8 comes straight down, and 8. So the nice thing here is all I have left to do is add 13 to both sides, and I wind up with x equals, oops, my equal sign's not going, 21. Then I do my check. So I do 3 times 2 times 21 is 42 minus 1 minus 10. Let's see what happens. So I get 42 minus 1, which is 41. So 3 times 41 is 123 minus 10, which is 113. And that has to equal the right side. And I have 8 plus, and then I have 5 times 21, which is 105. And 105 plus 8 is 113. So they are equal. So 21 is the answer. I will not be doing the check for every one of them, but I wanted to make sure you remembered how to do that. Number 2, distributive property. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 5 is 20. Equals, because you remember the t-chart. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Here's the key. Watch. This is negative 2 times x, which is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So then I notice on the right I have a 3x and a 2x, which gives me, or 3x minus 2x, which gives me x. I have a negative 6 and a negative 4, which is negative 10. All that equals 4x plus 20. So next step, let's go ahead and try to keep the x's positive. So I'm going to minus x from both sides. And then since I'm trying to get the left side with just the x's, I'm going to minus 20 on both sides if my stylus decides to work. So the x's will cancel and the 20's cancel, leaving me with 3x equals negative 30. Divide by 3, x equals negative 10. Okay, number 3. Still no exponents, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down the inequality because I'm doing nothing yet. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. So the first thing I notice is if I went ahead and minus 3x from both sides, I keep my x positive. Goes away. Gives me 9 is greater than x minus 16. So then I add 16 to both sides. And I'm going to get 25 is greater than x. And I look, is there anything that matches that? Well, I know it's not those, but then I look here. So I notice that the Pac-Man is eating the 25. So I make sure, look at this one. Pac-Man eats the x, so it's wrong. So this is the right answer. Number 4, solve the inequality for b, showing you work carefully and completely. So I notice right away I have 4 minus 5b on the left, which gives me negative b. Minus 12 is less than 9b plus 8, If I go ahead and minus that 9b and add 12 to both sides, I wind up with negative 10b is less than 20. Now I could have done number 3 the same way, but then see on number 3 I didn't want to do that because I wound up with a negative coefficient. So this time I do, so that I can remind you that if I divide both sides by that negative 10, I flip my inequality. So now it becomes b is greater than negative 2. And that would be your answer. Now, number 5. What is the value of x? So this one, I wind up with, fractions in the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by multiplying everything on both sides by 4. The reason I do that is because look at the 3/4 and the 5/4. Those will become a 3x and a 5x. So I'm going to distribute a 4 to absolutely all 4 terms. So now I wind up with 4 times 3 is 12 divided by 4 is 3x. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20 divided by 4 is 5x. And 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Now, t-chart, minus the 3x to try and keep it positive, keeps it easier, and add the 24. Oops, I wasn't supposed to cross off. There. Add 24 to both sides so that those will be gone. And I wind up with 32 equals 2x, divide by 2, 16 equals x. That's it.